Take the picture, take the picture!
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at the story of the style and screen icon Audrey Hepburn.
Few things are lovelier to me than a full-blown rose when it opens its heart.
Early life. Born on May 4, 1929 in Belgium, Audrey Kathleen Hepburn was welcomed into the world by her parents, Ella van Eemstra and Joseph Victor Anthony Rustin. Eemstra was a Dutch aristocrat, and Rustin worked under many titles, including working for trade and loan companies.
So she grew up in Holland. She was the daughter of a Dutch baroness, a British father, and it was during the time of the war.
At one time, he wrongly believed he was a descendant of James Hepburn, 4th Earl of Bothwell, even going as far as to adopt his surname. Throughout her childhood, the future starlet moved across Europe from Belgium to England to the Netherlands.
She flew on the last plane that left the UK and landed into Amsterdam.
During this time, both of her parents became involved with the British Union of Fascists, with Rustin leaving the family after an incident in Brussels.
She performed for the Dutch resistance, not just to raise monies, but also to entertain people and get their minds off the horrors that they were living through.
World War II. Audrey was only 10 years old when the Second World War broke out. During this time, she attended the Arnhem Conservatory, a boarding school in the Netherlands, where she started studying ballet, becoming a top student. In 1940, the Netherlands was invaded by Germany.
She survived the Dutch famine on bread made of tulips, and when they liberated her, she was living in her basement in the Netherlands.
Although her mother, Ella, was a Nazi sympathizer, Audrey did not share her opinions. Instead, she used her dance training to participate in performances to raise money for the Dutch resistance.
As a child already, ballet is what I love most.
She also volunteered in hospitals and helped deliver supplies to Allied forces. Tragically, her uncle, Otto van Limburg-Stirum, was executed by the Nazis. This was a turning point for her family, especially her mother, who changed her fascist views.
And you lost very close relatives to the Nazis.
Yes.
And you also had moments when you didn't know whether you would have food in the morning.
Many of them, yes.
Ballet career. After World War II ended in 1945, Hepburn continued her ballet training. Eventually, she made her way to London on a dance scholarship where she attended Ballet Rambert. However, her career path changed when she was told that her weak physical state, a result of malnutrition during the war, would be the end of her career.
She was only weighed 88 pounds, and she was 5'6", which is very, very, very malnourished, and it affected her for a very, very long time.
Therefore, Hepburn pivoted to acting. She supported her ambitions working several jobs as a West End chorus girl, a model, and nightclub dancer.
She's enchanting. I couldn't do it better myself.
Well, I thought she was good ever since I found her.
Her hard work paid off when she started to earn small roles in both film and television projects. While filming Monte Carlo Baby, she met French novelist Colette, who cast her in the Broadway play Gigi.
In the south of France doing a French movie, Monte Carlo Baby. And by chance, we were doing a scene in Hotel de Paris. And she was there with her husband.
Roman Holiday. In 1951, after a successful screen test, Audrey Hepburn was cast by William Wyler in the romantic comedy Roman Holiday. Appearing alongside Gregory Peck, Hepburn played Princess Anne, a sheltered royal who falls for a reporter after a whirlwind adventure in Rome.
Say, you were great back there.
You weren't so bad yourself.
The film was a box office hit and transformed Hepburn into a star. She would go on to win the affection of both the public and critics, and an Academy Award for Best Actress.
I received this extraordinary Oscar so early that I really didn't know what hit me.
Following the success of Roman Holiday, she appeared in other notable films such as Sabrina, Funny Face, and War and Peace.
Those handsome young men marching away to fight. To be killed.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. Already a major name in Hollywood and on Broadway, Audrey Hepburn's star power continued to burn bright in the 1960s. An early role of that decade would arguably become her most renowned.
Look, I know what you're thinking, and I don't blame you. I've always thrown out such a jazzy line. But really, except for Doc and yourself, Jose's my first non-rat romance.
Based on Truman Capote's novella, Breakfast at Tiffany's was adapted for the silver screen by George Axelrod and directed by Blake Edwards. Despite Capote's desire to cast Marilyn Monroe, Hepburn earned the part of Holly Golightly. a Manhattan socialite whose life takes a turn when she becomes neighbors with a young writer named Paul.
Snow flurry is expected this weekend in New Orleans. Isn't that just the weirdest? I bet they haven't had snow in New Orleans for 1,000,000 years.
From turning Holly's Little Black Dress into an iconic classic to making Moon River into a standard, Audrey's performance sparkled and continues to captivate audiences to this day.
My huckleberry friend, Moon River.
Retirement. Throughout the 60s, Audrey Hepburn worked on project after project. Post-Breakfast at Tiffany's, she appeared in titles such as The Children's Hour, Charade, My Fair Lady, and Wait Until Dark.
Pick up the cane. And tap on the floor right where you are so I know where you are. Go on, tap. Tap. Keep tapping.
The decade saw her cement her status as a celebrated actress, but also saw her take on the role of a mother. Towards the end of the 60s, Hepburn transitioned into a semi-retirement in an effort to focus on family.
Are you going to be more active in pictures now?
I don't know, because I'm very active, as we've been talking about before, with my life at home.
After nearly 10 years away from the screen, she returned to acting, appearing as Maid Marian in Robin and Marian alongside Sean Connery.
I love you more than morning prayers or peace or food to eat. I love you more than sunlight.
From then on, she only appeared in a handful of movies, with her final film role being that of an angel in Steven Spielberg's 1989 film Always.
When you get the hang of it, they hear you inside their own minds, as if it were their thoughts. Clever?
Activism. A true humanitarian, Audrey Hepburn used her platform and voice to help bring attention to human rights issues across the world.
That's also why I'm so concerned with children today, not just that they're starving and so forth, but children that are surrounded by violence and horror, what this is going to do to them.
In 1989, UNICEF named her as a Goodwill Ambassador. Growing up under the German occupation during World War II, Hepburn's empathy took her on missions to countries such as Ethiopia, Vietnam, and Somalia.
I was so eager to go. I've been, so privileged to be given this opportunity to do something for children.
She helped with efforts to combat famine and improve water conditions. Spectators noted her tenderness towards children, with many often gravitating towards her. Even months before her death, Hepburn was still traveling and working as an ambassador.
The good thing is that this year has brought us the Convention on the Rights of the Child and the Declaration of the Summit for the World's Children.
Love life. In 1954, Audrey Hepburn tied the knot with fellow actor Mel Ferrer. Not only were the two husband and wife, they also worked together on the film War and Peace and the play Ondine.
I hope you tell Mama and Papa that I intend to come and visit often. Very often, if they will permit me.
I certainly shall tell them.
Years later, they welcomed a son, Sean Hepburn Ferrer. However, after 14 years together, the two divorced. In 1968, Hepburn would meet her next husband, Andrea Dotti, a psychiatrist from Italy. Married in 1969, she gave birth to their son, Luca Andrea Dotti, in 1970.
She told me that many times she would wake up at night just dreaming of the sound of the tanks.
Unfortunately, things didn't work out between them, with infidelity playing a major part on both sides. Although they never married, Hepburn's final romance was a 13-year-long relationship with actor Robert Wolders, lasting until her death in 1993.
It's curious, we found each other, both with our Dutch heritage, but it's given something very special to our relationship.
Death.
It's something very deep, and it's totally unbearable to see them suffer. Unacceptable and unbearable.
After a Goodwill trip to Somalia, Audrey Hepburn experienced abdominal discomfort, which was shortly thereafter discovered to be a symptom of cancer. Hepburn underwent treatment, including surgery and chemotherapy, before returning to her home in Switzerland. At the age of 63, she passed away peacefully in her sleep on the night of January 20th, 1993.
She was very peaceful, and usually you are afraid, but she wasn't.
Days later, her funeral took place in Toloshna, Vaud. Attendees included her former spouses, Mel Ferrer and Andrea Dotti, and actor Roger Moore. Her friend and co-star Gregory Peck read Rabindranath Tagore's poem Unending Love to memorialize her.
Down the passage we did not take, towards the door we never opened, into the rose garden.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Legacy. The definition of class, poise, and heart, Audrey Hepburn shared not only her talents but her compassion with the world.
We're still in the Lebanon, we've always been in Vietnam, we're all over Africa, Asia, and so forth, and South America.
She has been ranked among the top movie stars by American Film Institute and publications like Time magazine. In 2020, her son Sean and granddaughter Emma Ferrer produced a documentary entitled Audrey.
And these were the people on the other side that were going to take her from here. She said, you cannot see them, but they're sitting right there and they're waiting for me.
A fashion icon, her signature style has been emulated on red carpets and catwalks. Her image has been immortalized on the big screen, and her stage performances linger in the memories of those lucky enough to have seen her perform live. Most importantly, her legacy thrives in her humanitarian efforts, proving that using your voice for good is always in style.
Let me give you what I had, but I also sent you back to settle with the one you love. I sent you back to say goodbye.
Which Audrey Hepburn film is your favorite? Be sure to let us know in the comments.